Did you know that the humble spider plant, a common houseplant, is actually a superhero in disguise? Yes, you heard that right. The spider plant, with its slender, arching leaves, is a champion of survival. It's a popular choice for home gardeners because it's not just pretty to look at, it's also a hardy little thing that can withstand less than perfect conditions. Imagine this. You're a spider plant, basking in the warm temperatures and humid air of a cozy living room. You're growing at a moderate pace, not too fast, not too slow, just right. The light from the window is perfect, not too harsh, but enough to let you do your photosynthesis thing. You're rooted in loose, loamy soil, perfectly drained and lightly moist. Sounds like a pretty good life, doesn't it? Now, here's a question for you. Did you know that this hardy plant could live such a comfortable life in your home? Well, there's a lot more to learn about this resilient green buddy. Stay tuned to discover how to care for this resilient plant and let it thrive in your home. Imagine you're a spider plant. Where would you want to live? Picture yourself lounging in the light shade of a garden or basking in the glow by a bright window indoors. Yes, you heard right. Spider plants are not too picky about light. They're quite comfortable in light shade outdoors, and they love a bright window or a patio door indoors. They're all about that warm ambient light. But it's not just about the light. Spider plants are also connoisseurs of temperature. They like it warm, not hot, not cold, just right. Imagine the cozy warmth of a summer day. That's the kind of warmth spider plants adore. And the air? Humid, please. They thrive in the kind of air that makes you feel like you're in a tropical rainforest. Now let's talk about drafts and air conditioning vents. Spider plants are like that friend who always brings a sweater to the movies because they can't stand the cold blast from the air conditioner. They need to be protected from drafts and air conditioning vents. So if you're planning on placing your spider plant near a window, make sure it's not a drafty one. And what about the soil? Well, spider plants aren't too choosy there either. They grow well in loose, loamy soil with sharp drainage. They prefer it lightly moist, not too wet, not too dry. Kind of like a well-made sponge cake, moist but not soggy. So there you have it, the ideal conditions for a spider plant. Light shade or a bright window, warm temperatures, humid air, protection from drafts and air conditioning vents, and lightly moist soil. It's not too much to ask, is it? Just like us, spider plants have their preferences too. So, are you ready to provide the right environment for your spider plant? Ever wondered what a spider plant's favorite meal is? Let's find out. Spider plants are pretty low maintenance, but they do appreciate a good meal. During the active growing seasons, it's a great idea to fertilize your spider plant once a month. This gives it the nutrients it needs to grow strong and healthy. But before you get too excited and start dumping bags of fertilizer on your plant, remember, too much of a good thing can be harmful. Over-fertilizing can lead to brown tips on your plant's leaves, not a good look. Now when it comes to quenching your spider plant's thirst, it's a bit picky. Spider plants are sensitive to the chemicals and salts found in tap water. So what's the solution? Rainwater or untreated bottled water are your best bets. Your spider plant will thank you for it. So what have we learned? Feed your spider plant once a month during the growing season. Don't overdo it with the fertilizer and give it clean chemical-free water to drink. Remember, overfeeding is just as harmful as underfeeding. Balance is key here. It's time to expand the spider plant family. Are you excited? Let's dive right into the world of spider plant propagation. It's simpler than you might think, and a great way to multiply your green companions. There are two main methods for this: planting the offsets and dividing the roots. You may have noticed little baby spider plants, also known as plantlets, dangling from your mature spider plant. These plantlets aren't just cute, they're the key to creating new spider plants. Simply cut a plantlet off, place it in a pot filled with loose, loamy soil, and watch it grow into a full-fledged spider plant. The second method is root division. This involves taking your mature spider plant out of its pot, gently separating the root ball into 2 or more sections and repotting each one. It's a bit more hands-on, but it's a quick way to get more plants. While seed propagation is also an option, it's less common due to the time and effort involved. So unless you're up for a challenge, sticking to the first two methods is your best bet. Now let's talk about repotting. It's a crucial part of spider plant care that often goes overlooked. Your spider plant will need a new home every 2 to 3 years. When choosing a pot, make sure it's no more than 1/3 larger than the root ball. This gives your plant enough room to grow, but not so much that it becomes overwhelmed. Remember, spider plants are not fans of sitting in water. So choose a pot with drainage holes to prevent waterlogging. And when it comes to soil, opt for a well-draining, loamy mix to keep those roots happy and healthy. With these tips, you'll have a whole spider plant family in no time. Even superheroes face challenges, and our spider plant is no exception. As we journey through the world of spider plants, it's important to remember that even these hardy houseplants can sometimes face a few hiccups. For instance, they can be affected by tiny villains like aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites. But fear not, as these issues can be easily combated. A simple solution is to gently wipe your plant with a soft, damp cloth, or use an insecticidal soap. For a more organic route, you can also introduce natural predators like ladybugs to your indoor garden. Another common issue that can plague your spider plant is the appearance of brown tips on the leaves. This can be the result of too much fertilizer or exposure to chemicals and salts in tap water. The solution? Go easy on the fertilizer, using it just once a month during the active growing seasons. As for water, it's best to use rainwater or untreated bottled water to keep your plant happy and healthy. Sometimes a struggling spider plant may simply be crying out for a little more space. If your plant seems to be having a hard time, it might need to be repotted and divided or have the baby plantlets removed. This gives your spider plant more room to breathe and grow. Remember, these problems are not a sign of defeat. On the contrary, they are opportunities for you to flex your green thumb and become a better indoor gardener. As you take care of your spider plant, you're not just growing a plant, you're also growing your skills and knowledge. Armed with these solutions, you'll be able to tackle any challenge that comes your way. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? We've traversed the verdant paths of spider plant care, from understanding the uniqueness of this resilient houseplant to mastering the art of nurturing it. As we wrap up this botanical adventure, let's take a moment to reflect on the vital aspects of this journey. We started by exploring the spider plant, a popular houseplant known for its slender, arching leaves. Its ability to survive in less than perfect conditions and its moderate growth rate make it a favorite among both novice and seasoned gardeners. The spider plant's preference for light shade outdoors and a bright window indoors taught us about setting the right environment. Next, we delved into the feeding habits of our green friend. Remember, they thrive in loose, loamy soil with sharp drainage and prefer their soil lightly moist. And don't forget about that monthly fertilization during the active growing seasons. Our journey took a turn into the joy of propagation. Through offsets or root division, we can multiply our spider plants, ensuring their presence in our homes for years to come. And of course, we couldn't ignore the potential troubles along the way. Aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites can pose a threat, but we learned how to tackle these issues head-on. So, there you have it. You're now equipped with the knowledge to let your spider plants thrive. You've understood their needs, learned to nourish them, discovered the magic of propagation, and prepared yourself to deal with potential problems. The journey may have been intricate, but the destination is rewarding. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Now go forth and let your spider plants thrive, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your fellow plant lovers.